Hello to the two of you. How are things going so far this morning?
Hi,
Very
Bonnie.
good.
Very good. Thank
Good,
you.
good to see you. I love this film. I also love the book. And Kunal, let's start with you because clearly both of you loved it so much that you came on not just as actors, but also producers. But Kunal, how did you find yourself identifying with AJ? And I hope not the curmudgeon side of him.
Look, I think all of us know what it feels like to lose someone. All of us know what it feels like to be in a place in our lives where we're not close to our true nature and we're far away from it, and we've hopefully overcome some of those times in our life. And this book and this character allowed me to be in a position to explore that on film, which we don't get that much anymore in film and television. So that was a great opportunity, and also to play a character that doesn't necessarily have to answer the question why he's Indian. He's just a bookstore owner in a small town in America, and it was a real dream that it fell into my lap in this way.
Yeah, it really is beautiful. And Lucy, for you, look, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a little girl, I could not get enough books. Like I joined that Scholastic Book Club, like all those things, right? My mom, she was like, put your allowance away. I can't afford this anymore. For you, I wanted to know what kind of reader you were, or maybe still are.
Yeah, I was the exact same way. The Scholastic Book Fair. I was a girl. I lived in my imagination. No wonder I became an actor, because it's always escapism through books or movies or film, whatever it is. That's always been my coping mechanism, right? Like that was always my creative outlet. And I was an avid reader. I still am. I go through phases. And I used to, I guess where I land and what I read now is very easy reads, because I feel like life can be hectic. I feel like what I'm going to read needs to be simple and fun and light and airy. So I'm kind of in a chick lit phase of my life. I love Colleen Hoover, Taylor Jenkins Reid. Yeah.
Well, as you say, these days, because we're also busy, I don't know about you, but I've turned to audiobooks because I like to go on walks every day and it gives me that hour and a half or whatever. And so I listen to audiobooks. But Kunal, I wanted to know from you, when you were younger, was there a book that you read that changed your life? Like you just thought, man, I love reading because I love this book so much.
Yeah, it probably, for me, it was The Alchemist. Probably, or there's a great book by this poet Khalil Gibran called The Prophet. When I left home, when I left India, when I was 18 years old, my father gave me that book at the airport, and he said, I may not be around to give you the answers of life, so if you ever need them, they'll be in this book. And that book for me really changed my life, because it did, and still does to this day, act as a guiding light sometimes through dark times.
Yeah, amazing. Lucy, how about you? Was there a book that kind of stuck with you and kind of changed your life? I know for me, I loved, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, things like that.
Gosh.
Right? Let's talk Judy Blume, girlfriend.
Love Judy Blume. I mean, I just vividly remember Catcher in the Rye. The Kite Runner was a big one for me.
Same.
And weirdly enough, The Lovely Bones is still one of my, and The Glass Castle. And these were a little later in life, but they were all, very dark, but books that still stay with me. I still think about The Lovely Bones.
Yeah.
And then I think my favorite book, just because I reapproach it, and it's just the 4 simple rules I try to live my life by, the 4 agreements, is the book that I gift everyone in my life every year for Christmas. They're probably tired of it, but yeah. But Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Wow.
Classic. Yeah. And we're getting the movie, so we got to stay open for that. Just to wrap it up, Kunal, I want to ask you, what I love so much about this story too is that we see books through the eyes of a young child, and that because she's brought up in a bookstore, I just loved her whimsy. And as she gets older, books were so important. What was it like to work with these young actresses and see their love for books, maybe through working with them?
Look, there was 4 actresses who played Maya, and I will say, obviously, the youngest being 2 years old. So, outside of the interactions with a 2-year-old, the other girls were incredible. And you can tell, meeting these young girls, they're going to grow up to change the world. They just are. I mean, they're intelligent, and they're sensitive, and they're aware, and they're awake at a very young age. And so it was really inspirational to look at these kids and be like, wow, okay, there is hope in the future. There is.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Well said. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for this movie. I absolutely loved it. And I hope people will go back into bookstores and buy those hard books. There's nothing like it.
I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bonnie.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.